Kick Out Crew. James L. Corai. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosie. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devyn Dowling. The Kick Out Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 43 of your show, The Kick Out Crew. My name is James L. Corai. You can reach me at James L. Corai, and this is Kick Out Crew, at Kick Out Crew on Twitter. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. I want to thank everybody for the millions and millions and millions of feedback on our last episode. I'm glad you guys dug it so much. My inbox, DMs, just keep on flying. That being said, if you look, we do have a guest on today, our buddy Michael Gallagher. So, Gallagher, introduce yourself. Let the people know what's up.
Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Gallagher, top guy for about a year. Just met these knuckleheads, and I don't know, man. You guys know me. I mean, anybody who's gonna watch this is gonna know me. They know I don't shut the fuck up. So I guess that's really it.
There you go. I like it. Well, I guess it's time to, kick it on over to Brad. Sorry about your Eagles loss. That being said, you go ahead and take it away.
So I am Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. We're gonna be doing it that way now, right, James?
Sure.
Anyway, some of you might know already. We're putting this in a can a little early, so I don't even know if the Eagles won or lost. So that's James' good joke over there. Little peek behind the curtain. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today. I did recently on Facebook. There's been a lot of charities on there, like walk or run 28 miles for St. Jude, do 2,800 push-ups for the American Cancer Society, or vice versa. I can't remember which one it is. So I joined them, and now they're popping up everywhere, but I joined two of them. I'm not usually one to say that I'm doing a charity or anything like that, but I just thought it was a good cause, and some people started donating, so I'm like, well, now I got to do it, right? So once a day, I just post what I did on there, and that's it. Little do you know, right? Little do you know that the negativity follows you no matter where. Now, I know that I've talked about negativity on this show before with social media. It is to the extreme. Again, here I am walking 28 miles in a month, or I am doing 2,800 push-ups in a month, and everybody in this group is ripping each other to shreds. You have a guy that posted a picture of himself, said, just got the 2,800 push-ups done today. Now, as we record this, it is very early in the month of February, and he has his shirt off, and he looks like Finn Balor. How do you think that was received? And we're trying to raise money for sick kids at St. Jude or the American Cancer Society. Not too good. The guy is torched. 97 comments later. Now, somebody else now, there was supposed to be some kind of shirt that comes with these charities. Now, I can give a crap less. That's not why I joined. So where's your shirt? Where's your shirt? Where's your shirt? So back and forth you have, where's your shirt? Why do you care if you have a shirt? Where's your shirt? Why do you care if you have a shirt? Non-stop. And then finally people saying that they got, tracking it and basically getting ahead of the game. And then someone else saying, listen, the whole point is this is supposed to be a struggle. You know what? Stop talking. Stop talking to each other. Just do your thing and move on. It's all supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be for charity. Don't rip on someone because they decided to do their push-ups early. Don't not rip on someone. I don't understand. These are things that were supposed to be good things, and it still turned into a negative. Just like with the school. I could go to a school today, and I could push 6 kids away from a moving bus, and you would have someone on the Facebook group say, "What exactly were you doing at the school today anyway?" If anything positive on social media, people will turn into a negative. Next time you're thinking about posting something negative, just don't post at all. It's an old saying in life. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Same with the posting. And really, it's a chicken shit way of doing it anyway. So just, this is supposed to be a positive experience. It's a charity. I had people donate money. So now I'm just sticking with it. And, I post just so they know I'm doing it. But really, we shouldn't be ripping each other to shreds because of it. And really, just keep your shirt on too. We get it, dude. You got abs. We're very proud of you. Back to you, James.
Well, nice. Always, hey, good charitable work, Brad. Really spreads a positive message. Shout out to Facebook, huh?
Yeah. So if anyone wants to force Brad to do push-ups, go to his Facebook page.
Yeah.
Donate some money.
Doing it.
You can do it.
I'm doing it.
Where's your T-shirt?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't understand if someone donates $25 and I'm going to get a $10 T-shirt. How's that working out for St. Jude? Now, come on.
Yeah.
I don't even get it. Who cares? Just do your push-ups and move on.
Right. Oh man. Hey, good stuff. You do have a sick ass shirt on though, by the way. It will come into play, not on this episode. But I guess
cartoons.
we're all good. Right. I guess we're already altering the outline, so gonna kick it to our man Adam. Very familiar background you got there, man.
Y'all like my background this week? Pondwater Dave, I'm out here in Mississippi. He was nice enough to allow me to start the podcast in his man cave, and I tell you what, guys, the pictures don't do it justice. They really don't. I mean, I've walked around this 3 or 4 times, and every time I see something new. Every time I didn't see from the previous walk. And then he's got it overflowing into another bedroom over here, and he's got like Marvel, Superman, Batman. It's amazing, this collection. And you don't know it till you see it in person. The setup's amazing. How he's got it, timeline to different eras, whatever, He's got the Flair side, he's the WWE side, and Texas Von Erich side. It's amazing. We come out to watch a show for Bayou Independent Wrestling. Our man Paul Water Super Dave was referee for half the matches out there, and I tell you what, just because you don't know all the names on the show doesn't mean you won't see a great show. And independent wrestling is huge out here. Be on the lookout for a guy named Ray Fury. And what Camacho? What's her name? Is it Emmy? Emmy Camacho. She's up and coming. Look out for her. And let's see. There was actually an announcement. There was a former TNA star. His name was Cassidy Riley. After 29 years of wrestling, he's retiring in March. It'll be his last show he's going to do. So I guess I'm the first to bring that out. So yay! So, but it was just an amazing show. Paul Waters, and of course he does the main event. So it was a great show, man. So if who the announcer? What was his name? The guy from Twitter or Twitch? Or
Nick Harrison, the professor.
The professor Nick Harrison. He's big on TikTok. He does entrances like on wrestling stuff like that. So I just been out here in Mississippi. Got out here yesterday, and James Sorensen made me wake up at 3:30 this morning and take his butt back to the airport. And Mr. and Miss Paulwater was nice enough to allow me to come back and hang out for a little while. So it's been a good weekend.
Hey, just want to shout out to Pondwater Dave. He has the Pondwater Dave show. He drops it on Sunday now. He was doing Monday, but Sunday, and I already listened to. I know that we're ahead of the game here, and does a great job.
Right here.
Does a great job with him and Justin Davis and Amy, and they usually have Amy Vaughn, and they usually have a guest on normally too. As much as me and Amy fight back and forth, she does a great job on the show with you guys. So shout out to him, and make sure you guys are watching and listening.
Anything you want to shout out and put over?
Yeah, Amy's a smart ass, y'all.
I didn't know that.
Really?
But no, thank you for that, and it's been good having Bama and the gang out here this weekend, and I'm glad they got to come. I got to spend some time with them, and they got to see my collection. I'm real proud of it. And,
Oh God.
So make sure you're watching on YouTube right now if you're not, because it's definitely something to see. I know we've had them on before, but wow.
I don't even know how to put it in words. It's amazing. Ain't even the word for it. It really ain't.
I'm while he's talking, I'm over here and I've got 3 new pieces that I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put.
Do you turn the camera around to see the other side of the wall?
Yeah, and I never know where to put my piece. Boom.
Yeah, that's why I'm divorced, Brad.
Look at that.
I have to mix it up somehow.
That's
That is
awesome.
definitely nice.
That
There's
is
the
sweet.
player
Yes,
side right there.
make sure you're watching on YouTube because we're getting a tour right now of Dave's Man Cave, which is nothing less than spectacular. But if you're not watching,
it's
you're just going to listen to my
insane.
voice because it's dead air otherwise.
That's just amazing. Like every single inch of that room looks like it's covered in some
No.
different piece of wrestling
And he's
history.
got stuff behind stuff like I said. I was walking through last night and looked around, and I come in here this morning and I noticed something I didn't see last night.
Some people call that clutter. I call it Easter eggs.
There you go.
A holiday in.
It's amazing. I mean, I can't put it in words, guys. You really have to see it in person. And then his microphone set up here. He's got the nice camera. And how big is the screen? Is that a 40-inch?
No, it's a 36.
So I'm watching it on a TV screen right now. It's awesome,
There you
man.
go.
I needed some place to put the TV, so I turned it into a computer monitor.
Now, you talking about over the top. I love it, man. There's even a 24/7 title here. He bought one,
yeah.
only 3 sold.
Thank God.
It's a lot better looking title in person than it is on TV. It looks fake and plastic on TV. It's actually a sharp looking title when you look at it.
You can
Nice.
get one pretty reasonable now. WWE's closing them out. They were selling them for $200 at a live event,
Damn.
Check
ain't
that
bad.
out.
which tells me they're never coming back. That belt's never coming back.
Is that the new AEW women's title on the backside right here?
Mhm.
That Joker is probably the heaviest belt I've ever picked up in my life. That thing is insanely huge. I don't see how the women carry that thing around because they'd kill my shoulder after a week. That's probably the
That's why you're
heaviest
not the
belt I think
champion.
I've ever held. But he was nice enough to hold. It was me, Bruno, and don't even say his name.
Yeah.
James. Mr. James Sorensen.
James is the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. With no
Any-
disrespect to other nice guys, but Sorensen's another level of nice.
He gave him a
So I guess I got 4 pieces I got to find someplace to put. I'm the proud owner of a black grape Muda mask from Japan.
Ooh, that was
thing
nice.
bad. It's awesome.
That is cool.
And he picked up dinner last night. Didn't even see him tell the
Surprise.
waitress because we'd already told the waitress how we were paying,
Waffle House, baby.
and he did
Yeah. Shout out Waffle House.
Yes, sir.
Like a true gentleman would.
Smothered, covered, chunked, and diced, baby.
a redneck hibachi, baby. It was good.
It was good.
Redneck hibachi, I love it. I love this thing right here.
Hey, Adam, if I could 2 seconds, Sorensen is amazing. We went to San Antonio last week with him and Bobby, and I
That's
mean,
right. You was with him. That's right.
you know, Dave, you talk about nice. It's nice and generous. I think generous is just something that we got to throw out to Jimmy also, because this lovely piece right here, this 2 things, this Ciampa and Gargano poster, and then this Winged Eagle belt, all from Sorensen. And
I'm
then,
jealous about that poster, man. I love Gargano.
Oh, yeah, he
Ciampa.
gave me a Royal Rumble t-shirt too,
oh, sweet,
and a
sweet.
Dallas Stars tumbler. Santa Claus came and saw me this weekend.
Right?
And
Sounds
you
like
can't
it.
fight with him. You can't fight with him about it. I mean,
No.
No, you can't. It just shows up at your door, or
And
it
the
just shows up
Ray
in your
Fury mask is in
suitcase.
there.
that's yours.
It's mine.
He told me he didn't buy it from me. I've got a Ray Fury mask. He bought that for you.
Awesome.
See?
There you
I'm
go.
putting that on for the podcast. I'll wear it driving down the road with Ray Fury mask.
I got a Fury mask up here.
Ray Fury is somebody to really look out for. I mean, he's luchador. He's a good sized guy now. So I guarantee you, within the next year or two, you'll see him on TV. Like, yeah, he's been on TV before, but you'll see him on a permanent basis real soon.
He's been on AEW without his mask.
Thank you. That's it right there.
Oh, that's cool. That's badass.
Adam, while you're talking about wrestlers, I searched Cassidy Riley. He seems to be best known in TNA for Chase. His name is Chase Stevens.
Yes.
Where he is in the team, the Hot Shots. They had a few tag team title matches. And then he actually was in WWE in 2007 and 2008. And he went under the name Cassidy Riley.
They were actually the tag champions last night until they got beat. It was him and Bam Bam
Malone.
Bam Bam Malone.
You might remember Bam Bam Malone recently. He tag teamed with a fellow named Frankie Thomas, and I can't remember what they called him, but it was a match on SmackDown where Braun Strowman beat both of them. It was a handicap match. And they put them on SmackDown, so they're getting some looks. Bam Bam also showed up on an episode of Raw as the ringside position that came down to check on somebody. So he's on their radar. I mean, they're aware of him, and they've used him in the ring and out of the ring.
Getting that mainstream exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's several names I guarantee you'll see them on a more often basis coming up because they're awesome. It was a great show last night. And the venue, that venue was awesome.
Oh, the venue.
Oh, that venue is made for wrestling. It's made for wrestling.
It's called City Auditorium in Vicksburg. And if you go to Cage Match and you just start going through old matches in Louisiana, there was there's a lot of history that's been in that building, and it was perfect for wrestling. And the acoustics were incredible. It's just you could feel the history there. That's the kind of venue it was. I'd seen a few days prior that World Class actually ran a show there in '89 with the main event, Kerry Von Erich versus Terrence Garvin. And on the opening match featured a young wrestler by the name of Super Black Ninja, who he later went on to do a few things as the Great Muta.
Ah,
awesome.
Nice.
Kamala was there often as Sugar Bear Harris, and then he turned heel and he was Ugly Bear Harris.
Nice.
Was his Kamala down below? Those who get it.
It was before he was Kamala. Before he went to the jungles of Jerry Lawler's Jerry Jarrett's last backyard.
It's been an amazing weekend, guys. Really has. It's been an amazing month, honestly.
And you guys are always invited. Y'all want to find your way down to Mississippi? There's not a whole lot to do down here. If you like Civil War, this is your place to visit. That's the whole state's basically a Civil War graveyard. But it's good times at the Holiday Inn, and I'd be glad to have you if y'all ever want to come down and visit.
The Holiday Inn, baby.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
And that was a joke, just because Conrad has the Conradison. So I picked like a bargain basement hotel chain and made it the Holiday Inn because I live in Double Wide.
And it's amazing out here, guys. I mean, if y'all ever get a chance to come say hi, I'd recommend it. It's amazing. And Mrs. Paul Water you'll never meet another lady like her. She's a saint and an angel. And I don't know what you kind of better words to say than that.
I don't know how I got her.
He gets covered 2 times. But it's been a great month, guys. I mean, I had to hit the road in a minute, so he was nice enough to let me at least open the show in his man cave.
Looks awesome as fuck.
Are you gonna do your quick wonka before you head out?
What the fuck?
Well, I want to be. I mean, I'll be on the show. I'll just be in and out.
What do you want to do with the outline, Mike? Huh?
Mike, write an outline.
Always go by.
Quick.
Maybe we could do the outros.
Right.
I'm down.
Tell me where you're from, Adam.
Yeah, everybody.
Walk us. Go ahead, Adam. We're off the rails.
No, go ahead. I got one. Somebody sent me.
Go ahead.
Because
Adam from Mississippi.
I didn't get to write them down yet. because I wasn't planning on talking 3 hours of breakfast today. I was going to do it when I got up, and
Yeah, I mean, you losing track of time just totally blows my mind. Honestly, I can't even imagine that you didn't have a set, schedule with everything perfectly. Well, shocker, absolute shocker.
I'm going to take
Someone's
my
got
time looking for that joke, then.
All right,
Well, Brad,
Well-
what's today's agenda?
let's talk about today's agenda, then you can think about the joke.
No, I got it. It's what's green, has 4 legs, and would kill you if it fell out of a tree on you. A pool table.
You needed to look that
Spell
up.
that one.
No, somebody sent it to me.
I gotcha.
Thank you, Devyn.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother.
What the fuck?
We got Brad picking feuds. We got Devyn writing Adam Waka Waka jokes. Like,
Just cross that off. Number
your show, guys.
number 15 is now taken care of off the outline. So there we have it.
Oh,
Get
I've
that-
got
One of those
10 more to
roller
do later.
things to see which other number we should do on the next on the outline.
Yeah, let's see. What the hell? Gallagher's giggles, right?
Gallagher's giggles. I like it.
It's actually not bad, Brad.
I'm just messing with you, Adam. I love you, pal.
Gallagher's giggles.
So today's agenda. Let's talk about today's agenda. So this was kind of a Mike Gallagher idea that I thought was absolutely great. Friends that became foes. So basically what that means is tag teams that ended up obviously feuding, which happens all the time, except for one time with the New Day. But everybody else pretty much does it. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to talk about Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannety from Royal Rumble 1993. And we're going to talk about Edge and Christian Rebellion 2001. And that is today's agenda.
Nailed it.
Woo! We are running hot.
Oh man, we are on fire. Speaking of on fire, back in this day with old our boy, he's cute, he's sexy. It is the first match. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannety from Royal Rumble 1993. It is an Intercontinental title match. Ah, strange. And that belt will be involved in another match also.
Oh,
Right? Pay attention. It took place January 24th in 1993 at the Arco Arena in Sacramento, California. It had an attendance of 16,000 exact. Crazy. Had a buy rate of 300,000 exact. Also crazy. It had a match length of roughly 14 minutes, 20 seconds. And our boy, Meltsy Melts, gave this one 4 stars. But yeah, enough about that match. But first, Gallagher, how did we get there?
How do we get there? Well, we did a lot of stop and starting, I'll tell you that, when it came to Marty Jannety. Hold on, we got to run in. Want to say hi real quick? Just wave, just wave. You can't. This is Michael, is MG3. We're going to wave real quick. All right?
Yes.
You
So
can smile, it's okay.
he put your son over when he was over here. He put his son.
Yeah,
He put your son over pretty good.
he took care of him like it was his own. It was amazing. Cool? All right. See you later. So it was a lot of stop and starting with the whole Marty thing just because of his drug use or his drug arrest. But where we started was so it was a match between Flair and HBK where Shawn got rolled out of the ring. He was hurt. Marty threw him back in and cost him the match. Started a little bit of the friction there. Secondly, was the 91 Survivor Series. So for like the 5 people who watched it, they saw, they saw Michaels hurt his knee. Marty Jannety also getting body slammed into Shawn Michaels, causing him to be eliminated by the Nasty Boys. And then they argued on camera. And then I think at least my childhood and maybe your guys' childhood, but I think the best breakup scenario was the barbershop window. So The Rock is on the barbershop, and Bobby Heenan had the best line of all. You see, he tried to jump out the window and escape. I mean, I picked out a couple of lines during the match itself, but I mean, Bobby Heenan wasn't he not the best, guys?
He was.
He was awesome. He could come up with anything on the fly.
It was amazing. So unfortunately, after that happened, I think that's when Marty Jannety asked for his release backstage, unbeknownst to Shawn. and that started causing friction. So I think, according to Bruce and according to some of the other stuff I read, that's what really started that. So we went 4 or 5 months before we actually got something, but we're not getting into the backstage, not getting into Marty's arrest and stuff like that. But I think the coolest return was when Shawn's in the ring. And almost, I think it was great that they had that time, because Shawn was really able, not just because a lot of times, and I'm trying to talk slower, so I apologize, gentlemen.
Oh, you're good.
A lot of times we get that breakup, and then the next week we get the character change, right? And we don't know what they're trying to accomplish. But I think what was great about Shawn's time away from Marty is he really got a chance to develop that sexy boy character with Sherry. So we got a chance to get invested in this, knowing that Marty's there, guys. And then when he finally came back and he appeared right behind Michaels in the mirror, and Sherry's face, and then Shawn selling it. I mean, and I also love the Guns N' Roses t-shirt that Marty had on too. That was fantastic.
I seen that. I thought that was
right,
awesome.
signing the top. And then they had the brawl, and then basically the next time they saw each other was at the Royal Rumble. Am I missing anything, Brad?
No, man, that's how you do a build, huh? That's how you do it.
Yes.
That's a lot of passion and excitement
Thanks.
there, and that's what we're looking for here. So we really appreciate that. And I don't have to ask the first question now because you answered it. I said, Mike, why this match? Or Mike Gallagher, why this match? But man, I think you said it. You just love this feud, right?
It's my favorite of all time. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannety, my favorite tag team growing up. And I'll be bluntly honest with you, I was a Marty guy. But when they broke up, when he became the sexy boy character, I mean, I am man enough to say this. I fell in love with Shawn Michaels. I even brought out my old Hasbro's for today.
Oh shit!
There you
My
go.
Raga Hasbro's for today. But yeah, I mean, it was, it was, you know what, Brad? It was right when I started getting into wrestling, was 90-91. And yeah, I mean, I could go on for the next 20 minutes about how much I love the Rockers, that breakup. And really, I think what it is, Brad, that's the first, that's the first vivid wrestling memory I had, was Shawn Michaels throwing through the barbershop window.
Yeah. I joke. My first vivid memory is Hulk Hogan getting thrown into the cage from King Kong Bundy, which of course is not a stellar moment in wrestling, but it's my first stellar moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying about it being your first real memory. Like, wow, this stuff's good.
Yeah, and it's just, you're invested and you see it, and same thing with Bundy in the cage. It's just, that's what you remember, and that's where and that's where your passion comes from, right? And that's how you get into it. And no matter what people tell you, you'll always be that fan. You'll always be that guy who loves that angle.
Exactly. So Adam, you're going to be with us for a few minutes. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what was so special about this tag team to you?
Because it was something different. I mean, up until the early 90s, you didn't see a whole lot of top rope, high fly type deals. It was more ground and pound and move to move type stuff. So here are these two young guys coming flying across the ring, and just like Mike said, or Gallagher said earlier, getting thrown through the window was one of my first things I remember also. So it was just like this big, huge heel turn, but the way they started, they were best friends, almost like brothers. They did everything together, and then all of a sudden there's an attitude change, and there's that turn, man. So it's just, I just think the flow of the match, the high speed that you're not used to seeing from the past.
So Sensational Sherry comes out to the ring here alone. James, what were you thinking when you saw her coming out this time?
Lock the doors and turn the lights down low. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've always thought Sherry was hot, man. I really did. But I mean, you get it, because like, whose side is she on type of bullshit they're trying to play off.
You know, it's funny, as a kid, I don't think I would have thought that much of her looks wise, but as an adult now, roll Tide, huh?
Roll Tide.
All right, Marty Jannety entrance, Mike Whitaker. What is up with this attire, and where can we find it in your closet?
It's right next to the Jeff Hardy from '96 mentality. So, I don't know. It was definitely that time, like where
they both kind of wore it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Now, as far as hairstyles, who had the better mullet, Adam?
That's Allison.
So,
than
Devyn,
other than Mike Chioda, it was all Shawn Michaels.
Never date a tennis player.
Devyn Michaels is on his way to the ring. What makes him a star, and what made him the next big thing?
Shawn was just the showman, the perfect entertainer. Like, he was being flamboyant and playing with his hair. Like, he has all the gold and all the chains and playing up the crowd, just being cocky and arrogant like he could and just making everyone hate him. Really, really becoming a superstar at this time.
Gallagher, did you like Sherry better in this storyline or when she was in the storyline with Angle and Michaels?
Oh, I mean, I think you got to go this one. This is the original. And I think this was probably, I'd say, one of the first times we really saw Sherry as a face in the WWF side, right? Because she went from Macho Man to DiBiase, and then to whoever, then to Shawn after DiBiase. But I think this is the first time we really saw Sherry as a face, and that had that type of that conflict inside. And and as we'll talk about, it definitely played a huge part in the match.
So then, Adam, I want to come to you on this as well with Sherry. How was she able to get so much heat and get people to love her at the same time?
Because everybody can reference a love triangle type deal or a relationship. She wants to be with who she thinks she's in love with, but at the same time, he's been mean to her, being rude to her. So she's playing with the heartstrings and the emotions because it's something that people either they know about it or they've been through it. So it hits home with a lot of them. So I think that's how they get involved more, because it's just real to them.
So James, who are the announcers today?
Glad you asked. One of the best all time, actually. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
So, Mike Whitaker, there's some early momentum here from Marty Jannety. Was there ever a moment you thought he could win this match?
I thought it was a possibility. I mean, because you never know when you get that shock out of what happens in WWE. So it was always a good possibility that he could win.
So we also have Shawn playing the chicken shit heel here. Jannety throws Michael into the corner. Michaels flip up the post, up the knee, knocking Michaels out of the ring. Devyn, early in the match, Michaels has been on the receiving end, but is that just great selling?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, we all know that Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest sellers of all time. And in this day, he in the matches time, he was still young. He was flying all around the ring, just putting up a show.
Was it too much?
I feel like Shawn Michaels has always felt like he's a little too much, but that's just the man.
Clothesline to Shawn out of the ring again. Marty dives out of the ring onto Michaels. Adam, was there ever a chance to you that Marty Jannety could have been the bigger star?
2020 hindsight now, you already know the outcome. But back then, I mean, he was just as good. He was step for step with Marty Jannety. I mean, with Shawn Michaels. I mean, if he would have stayed out of trouble and his demons he dealt with, he could have been a big star, I think. He could have been real big.
So, I mean, it's the thing. Like, at the time, I guess nobody really knew. But, of course, now we look at it like, well, of course, because Marty Jannety pretty much went to signings and stuff like that and became more of like, we remember him fondly, but he's not a huge star anymore, where Michaels is still Shawn Michaels, right? I agree. You wouldn't know at the time, though. I totally agree.
But if he would have stayed on the straight and narrow, I think they could have been two of the top. I know Shawn Michaels, of course, but I think Marty Jannety could have stayed step for step with him for a few years.
Hey, Devyn, do you have any stories about Marty Jannety and your mother?
So much like Mike Gallagher here, my mom was a bigger Marty Jannety fan than Shawn Michaels. So right around this time, after Shawn Michaels turned on Marty, there was a house show up here in Syracuse, New York, that my mom and like 3 or 4 of her high school friends all went to. She told me that they're sitting in the third row. They brought signs, all hearts for Marty Jannety, all of them love Marty Jannety, and they're all screaming and throwing their sodas at Shawn Michaels and screaming at Sherry. And then they actually chased down Marty Jannety after the show and all got a picture that my mom showed me just the other day when I told her we were covering this match. And she showed me the picture, and she had an autograph still for a pamphlet from the show, and I thought it was really cool. Like,
Did we get to see it?
I didn't bring it with me, but she showed me like the other day. Like it was like 4 or 5 days ago. Well, I'll take a
ladies and
picture.
gentlemen, that's what you call a work shoot. Okay. So
Wait, so Marty Jannety's your dad?
No. Well, we know the stories of Marty Jannety, but my mom was only like 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah, whoa. All right. All right. So the announcers are really talking up how neutral Sherry is here. Shawn Michaels blocks the punch off the top on the outside by Jannety. Michaels rams Jannety into the post. James, is there too much emphasis on Sherry by the announcers and maybe even by me?
Well, it's a lot of camera cuts and all that stuff. I mean, are we doing the custody for Sherry match, or are we doing an Intercontinental match? I thought that was what was on the line. I don't really know. Yeah, it seemed like a lot.
Can I interject real quick, Brad?
Man, I'd be thrilled.
I think it was more the beginning of their story. So I definitely noticed they talked a lot about Sherry, a lot of camera cuts, but why I didn't mind it so much was because I think it was the beginning of their story. Because again, we'll come to the end of the match in the backstage area, but I think that I don't think, and forgive me if I'm off kilter here, but I don't think Shawn and Marty were big enough stars. I think Sherry was still the biggest star in the match. So I think
You're right.
Yeah. So
and the thing about that is,
yeah.
you're right, is that we didn't know then. We're looking at it now. It's 2023. They weren't
Right.
then. You're right.
Yeah, but at the same time, she was involved through the whole thing. Also, she got hit by the mirror prior to all this, and she was actually put in the middle of all of this. So I think she was just as involved as the other two.
She elevates them.
Yeah.
Fair to
why
say?
not include her?
So Michael's working methodically on Marty, pushing him back in the ring. Shoulder breaker by Shawn, punches Shawn. Devyn, how is Marty selling in this?
Marty, well, right after the shoulder breaker, his selling wasn't too great because he immediately hopped right back up and was like standing in the corner, like holding his shoulder and stuff. But
Did y'all notice something about that show when he ran his shoulder to the pole? Did y'all notice anything?
Devyn's
Go back
mom
and
the
watch
crowd?
it. No, go back and watch it. Shawn Michaels ran Marty Jannety's right shoulder into the pole, and when he got up, he was selling the left one. Go back and watch it.
This guy, huh? This guy.
yeah, it seemed like Marty was selling like quite a bit, but a little overselling and a little confused. So,
but it was just funny because when Shawn Michaels has him, he has him on this shoulder and rams Marty Jannetty's right shoulder into the pole. But they cut to Shawn Michaels into the ring, come back to Marty Jannety, he's on the left one. So go back and watch it. It's plain as day.
So we have we're back on the outside now. Back on the outside, slammed by Michaels to Marty Jannety in the outside of the ring. Then they start talking about the dislocated clavicle. So Gallagher, does this help the crowd sympathize, or do they not even care?
I don't think they care, especially if you're selling the wrong one. No, I don't think anybody noticed it, but now that Damage just said that. I just think I think the sympathy for Marty was Shawn, I don't want to say Shawn screwed him, but Shawn's been the guy who's been getting on top of him, not on top of him, but he's been getting the better of him. And I think the sympathy was more for I think people were waiting to see Sherry do something to have Marty help Marty win the match. So I think that the sympathy was more with Sherry there. And again, I just want to say one thing though, those guys could freaking go. Like the one thing that I kept saying to myself during the match was these guys could go. Like nobody was carrying each other. They both could go. But to answer your question, I think the sympathy was more for Sherry during the match than it really was for Marty.
There's another star in this match too, Joey Morella. He was such a great referee back then. God,
I knew someone would bring him up, so I didn't think I'd have to bring him up because I knew you would.
Yeah, he's such a good referee back then. Man, just watching this match just reminds me of how good Shawn was, how much I miss Sensational Sherry, and how amazing Joey Morella would have been if he'd still be around now. The stories he would have is just amazing.
Speaking of stories, Mike Whitaker, is the story being told in the ring, even though maybe you don't remember the build up to it before this? Is the story being told?
I think it is, because I wasn't watching at the time when all this stuff was happening. So me watching the match, I mean, I could get a feel of what was going on and everything else.
So Shawn punishing Marty in the ring, off the top by Michaels, onto the shoulder of Marty. Submission by Shawn. Adam, this is a very different style that we are normally seeing from Shawn Michaels. Would you agree with that? That it's more of like a work a body part strategy?
Oh no, yeah, I've got it right here. He slowed the match down. He got the shoulder involved, got the arm involved. A lot of stop and hold moves. I mean, because he probably knew Marty Jannety could hang move for move, high fly wise. So kind of change the game plan up, start working the hold, and take away his speed. You take away a man's speed, you take away half his arsenal.
There's a hell of a story being told here, James, and I don't know if you were watching at the time or not. Would something like this have, if you weren't watching, could this get you back into wrestling, or was it not enough, or do we look at it fondly from 2023 eyes?
I think, well, the iconic part is the barbershop thing. Like, I think that's kind of what set the tone for everything. And then, because I don't really remember any of their squabbles before, but the barbershop thing is definitely iconic. And I think that did, like, draw a bunch of interest into, like, whoa, what the hell is this about? Like, why are they breaking up? What's this? So I think it's a good story. I mean, it's no Mega Powers exploding, but it is a good, like, story.
Devyn, is this your favorite version of the Intercontinental title belt?
The title itself, yes. The strap on it was ugly as hell, though.
What was that about a strap on?
The color of the strap that was on the Intercontinental Championship was ugly for that. My favorite's the white one that Cody Rhodes held, that like Honky Tonk Man, Jeff Jarrett. That was my favorite.
That Cody Rhodes. I like how Cody Rhodes was the first wrestler you said with that.
Cody Rhodes was the one that brought it back during my era.
My favorite's the Intercontinental Championship that Macho Man held with the red WWF letters.
I am so sorry I just did this.
The
Adam,
one
is that behind you right now, or what?
It's behind the TV.
All right. Slam by Michaels. Michaels on the second turnbuckle. Marty putting the foot
there
up.
It is.
That one's sick.
Look how beautiful.
That is awesome.
Slam by Michaels. Michaels on the second turnbuckle. Marty put the foot up and then nailed him in the face. Gallagher. Was this the best crowd pop of the night? When he put that boot up on the ground there from the top.
I think the best pop of the night was when she missed a slap. I think everybody really popped with that one. And hit Marty.
Up until now.
Up until, of course. I mean, and being the first match, I think obviously, yeah. But yeah. I mean, look, the crowd was rooting for Marty. This is still before, I think this is right before Shawn really got the respect where everybody started rooting for him. There we go, Bama. Hey, Bama, can I get a Michael, please? I love when you say that.
And Michael.
I love it. But yes, Brad, I think up to that point it was.
Yeah, exclusively on YouTube.
Yeah, or else you don't know what we're talking about at all. That's just.
I feel like Excalibur.
You look
Marty
like Saint Cara.
Marty ducks. Marty shoulder first into the post. Marty in control. Jannety is pumped, but Michaels leverages Jannety out of the ring. Suplex from the outside, blocked by Jannety. Reverse, flips Michaels out of the ring. Sherry distracts, slaps Michaels. Huge pop. Whitaker, was this the perfect time for the slap?
Of course, because you got so much going on at the time, so it's great for it.
You gotta have the build up too. The build up was great.
Right.
Marty suplexes Michaels back into the ring. Marty Jannety throws Michaels into the corner. He flips out of the ring. So freaking good. On the outside now, back in the ring. Power slam by Jannety off the top. Lands on his feet. DDT by Jannety to a 2 count. Devyn, is this just great false finishes or what? Before false finishes were this big.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was constant action, constant movement, constant guys going for the pinfall and actually seeming like they wanted to win the match. It was.
So why
didn't
you like the match? Why didn't you like the match, Devyn?
I like the match, just not for the first like 10 minutes. It was constant action, but it didn't feel like a story up until kind of now.
Michaels misses the super kick. Jannety hits it, but it's not called Sweet Chin Music yet. Am I getting that, guys? They did not reference that name, right? Even though they were the Rockers. That's not where that came from.
I don't know where it came from.
Well, that's crazy, isn't it? They're the Rockers, and he has a super kick, and they call it Sweet Chin Music now, but they didn't then, and they're broken up.
Right. Tuning up the band
I
and all that stuff.
For those of you at home that are watching, listening and watching, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not hear that title of the super kick in this, and the Rockers are dead at this point, so it already happened. Rockers, Sweet Chin Music, kind of goes. So Michaels misses the super kick, like I said. Jannety hits it into a 2 9/10 count. A number of counters into a slingshot by Jannety into the cover, out at 2. Referee catches an elbow. He's out. Sherry in the ring, taking off her shoe. Mrs. Michaels hits Jannety face to face with Sherry and Michaels. Gallagher, how was this? How was the suspense here? Face to face,
it was great.
each other.
No, it was great. It was great. And the look on Sherry's face when she realized what she did was, I mean, you talk about somebody who could sell, somebody who knew her role in the match. Oh man, it was just, to me, I was just, when Devyn was talking about, I forgot exactly what he was talking about, but I was getting goosebumps just thinking about, just watching the match over again.
Super kick to Jannety. Ref wakes up just miraculously at the right time. Into the pin. Sherry runs away. So upset, so distraught. So.
Oh, Brad, real quick. I'm sorry. Real quick, Brad.
I was on a roll,
Bobby
sort of.
Bobby Heenan. I had to, after Sherry missed and hit Shawn, Bobby said something like, and now Sherry's sitting there saying, I'm just a dumb harlot.
Yeah, he calls her a harlot. And,
I mean, oh gosh, that was just like, Bobby was great. Sorry, Brad, I know you're on a roll there.
No, you're good. I actually lost my train of thought. It was perfect timing.
And that suplex they did from the inside the ring outside, Marty Jannety gave Shawn, you didn't see that a whole lot back then.
No, and Bama, that's a great point. And the ball on the outside, you didn't see a lot either.
So in the back, wailing to Mean Gene, Sherry, damn it, settle down. How much did you love that, James?
Oh, Mean Gene's the best, dude. I love Mean Gene. And his whole, because he was another guy, like we say, Heenan can, act on the fly really good. Mean Gene is, one of the best at it, too.
So, Mike Whitaker, is this a perfect example of this story not being over?
Yeah, it seems like it. There's always going to be something afterwards.
So, that's the match, guys. We do have some questions. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and get into them.
Let's do it.
Great. So Brian Haremza, a big Shawn Michaels fan, apparently, says, is Shawn Michaels the worst person ever or the absolute worst person ever? Fuck out of here. What do I say to that?
Hey, I got something to say to that. Brian, who won the match in the main event of Survivor Series 1997?
If we're waiting for you to answer,
that's Shawn Michaels.
10 days ago. All right, so Frank Bruno, friend of the show, Frank Bruno. Did you like how they handled Marty's return? Also, do you think Marty should have won the belt at this event? That's a great question for you, Gallagher.
I mean, I don't think so because I think Marty was gone for too long, and I think Shawn was still building his character. But I'll tell you, 11-year-old Mike would have loved to see him win the title.
Yeah. James, while I read the next question, I didn't get the print Ben Jones question. If you could pull that up for me while I'm reading the next question, because I know you were pop pretty heavy for that one. So Zol Lopez, who's real big on the hashtag Ask the Crew. Love it, Zol.
Hang on, before you ask his question, shout out to him. I'm not gonna put anything out there, but he's just going through some stuff. So just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. If you know, you know. If not, just he's going through some stuff. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers if you don't mind, please.
And reach out to him. Just see how he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Love you, Zol.
Hashtag Ask the
Love you,
Crew.
Zol.
In the spirit of the barbershop, did any of you have any horrible barbershop hair experience? Yeah. The last time I was there, I was 14, pal. You want to talk about if you know, you know. Anybody else? Barbershop experiences? I don't even know how to answer this one. Freaking love you, man.
My aunt's my hairstylist, so She's never really messed
Yeah.
it up. Always got what I
It
want.
doesn't look like you've gotten a cut in like the last 15 years, though, Devin.
No, it's been over a
Running
year
cutting?
since. I went.
Barbershop?
I can't say much.
James, you have that pulled up?
Sure don't.
Okay, so let me go to the next. I have one more question before then.
What,
that I can
what
ask.
status was it on? Does anybody know?
It's on the. All right. So what did he say? He said
Was
Ben
was
Jones
the
from the show.
barbershop segment the biggest moment of Bruce Beefcake's career?
freaking
No,
so
because
good.
him piggybacking off of Hogan was his biggest thing in his career.
Yeah, it's just so funny that he actually
That's
said
great.
that. He's like, that's
That's
his
funny,
inner
though.
Conrad coming out, huh? One more question about this match, which again is not a question. Thanks, Brian Haremsa. Is Shawn overrated or absolutely overrated?
Wow.
Dude, what is your problem?
We know who he likes.
John's better than Bret Hart, Brian. Just get over it.
The opinions by Devyn Dowling do not express the opinions of the entire Kickout crew.
True.
They may, but we're not going to admit it. So anyway, that's the match. Back to you, James. Great match, Gallagher.
I found
Yeah,
my
I found-
walkers real quick. I gotta get on the road. That's why I gotta get on the road.
The most exciting segment in wrestling podcast going today. Waka waka waka. With Adam.
I feel all professional. I got the microphone right here.
Right.
So I'll keep it nice and short.
Giggity.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That one doesn't make sense.
You know, I got fired from the keyboard factory yesterday. I guess I wasn't putting in enough shifts.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 2 on the
Attaboy,
keyboard.
Devyn.
I hear Mr. and Miss Paulwater in there laughing at me.
They're just making sure you don't take any of their belts.
You know, diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes.
Hey-o.
There it is.
Waka waka waka.
I did find out that you never date a tennis player because love means nothing to them.
Ah.
Because love means zero.
Ah,
Yeah.
I needed to explain for real.
This is
Alcohol
my
free.
favorite one right here. When I found out my toaster oven wasn't waterproof, I was shocked.
Right.
That's it.
Favorite one.
Waka waka.
That's great.
I popped the house. Literally, I hear them in there laughing.
I like it.
Is that all of them, buddy?
Yeah, I'm gonna head out here in a minute.
All right.
Waka waka.
I'm saying my welcome.
Oh, please. Send your welcome on your show. Great.
Make
All
like
right,
a
James.
fetus and head out.
Yeah, that'll work. I like that.
Speaking of
Waka waka,
fetuses, we're
go
gonna
wipe
to the
your
youngest
ass
member
after
of the
your
Kick
second
Out crew. Devyn.
I go and wash my hair. Oh,
Uh-oh. Is it main event time for that toboggan to come off?
no, I can't
Ladies.
yet. Not tonight.
All right, so for my topic of the week,
Spoiler alert, it ain't happening today.
oh well.
I'm sorry. I'll make up for it next show. I'll do the whole show without my beanie.
Let's not get excited here. Right? Don't-
That's great.
Dead air, huh?
All right, Devyn.
All right, yeah. So for my topic this week, this weekend is going to be Elimination Chamber. We're going to see, the United States Championship defended. We're going to see a #1 contender for the Raw Women's Champion. We're going to see Roman versus Sami Zayn. But one of my favorite Elimination Chambers of all time is one of the so-called worst Elimination Chambers of all time. It is from December to Dismember, the Extreme Elimination Chamber. So there's 6 of us on the show right here. I was just wondering, if you had to enter the Extreme Elimination Chamber, what would your weapon of choice be?
A taser.
I kendo stick because they hurt the worst. They really do. I don't know why y'all think they don't. They really hurt.
You hit the
Ask
taser
Dave.
out of
Dave
Mike's
would take-
hands.
Kendo sticks suck.
Shout out to Dead Air.
A knife?
Barbed
Yeah.
wire baseball bat.
Oh, no. To not bring a knife. Barbed wire baseball bat, I guess.
And
Yeah,
that's not
everyone
one
always
of
use
those
one.
Bojack matches. I guess.
ECW, I'm just saying,
That's serious.
ECW, I'd go barbed
Yeah.
wire baseball bat.
All right, I guess it counts.
Wait. A taser counts, but a barbed wire baseball bat doesn't.
No, barbed wire baseball bat counts. I didn't think a
Okay.
knife counted.
Brass
Oh,
knucks,
okay.
man. Brass knucks.
I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna keep it sneaky and go with the brass knucks.
Ooh,
Ooh, William Regal maneuver.
Like it.
maybe
All right.
chair.
Might got to put some duct tape on their kid.
Yeah.
If
Gotta
we
be
didn't have a show
professional
with
here,
kids
my
screaming,
goodness.
what would we do?
If it ain't Gallagher, it's Whitaker. If it ain't Whitaker, it's Gallagher.
Yeah, no, mine is
All right.
mine's rolling Baby Shark upstairs right now. Like literally
I
dressed
remember
up
my
like
first
Baby
beer,
Shark
Brad.
running around.
Brad
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a hard time?
That's the story of my life.
You know, when I was addicted to Viagra, that was the hardest time of my life.
Oh,
Bam, bonus content.
Yeah, what the
Yes,
fuck,
sir.
dude? Everybody answer?
Oh, I
Yeah,
believe so. My choice would just be tape. Kind of like Adam said, duct tape. We're gonna see tape used in the second match. We've seen it used in multiple other ones. Just tie your opponent up and then use their weapons against them. So
There you go.
that's my idea. What? I don't know. I thought it was a fun idea for Elimination Chamber this
Fantastic.
weekend. When this drops, it'll be this Saturday, I believe. So everyone should watch that on Peacock.
Mm.
Sounds like it's
Yeah,
going to be a
excellent, James.
big show. Well, yeah, shout out.
He
That's
follows me on Twitter.
it? The Big Show does?
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
So I guess he was alive when he said no more BS.
Yeah, right.
Waka waka waka.
All right. Guess it's time to keep this train rolling on these tracks and send on over to Mike. So, Mike, what you got?
Well, first of all, I found out this week, you know, we had the Royal Rumble, but they had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black Dark match, right? Did you know Mountain Dew paid WWE $1 million to have that match?
That's it?
That's it.
That's
$1
it?
million.
That
So they
honestly
got-
doesn't sound like enough money.
Dude, we should have a kick out crew 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah,
Mike,
right.
are you saying that you think that's a lot?
I think it's a lot for one match. Yeah.
But what's the difference between so they had a match that was what 6, 7, 8 minutes long?
Mhm.
How many spots does someone pay for normally in like a Raw or a SmackDown? Like,
I
for
don't
a
know
30
because they're
second.
just not. Well, they're just now kind of starting where they're going to do the sponsoring a match type deal, like just one match. Usually they sponsor a whole pay per view, not not just one match.
Well, I'll tell you
So-
what, the information definitely got out there, though. I will say that because, I mean, freaking Devyn drank it.
Oh yeah.
right.
My fiance Erica, she
I mean-
really wanted me to go get 2 of those drinks for us to try them during the Royal Rumble. So I imagine
Wait,
$1 million,
Royal Rumble?
$1
Yeah.
million just for that sponsorship is probably a great deal.
I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
is too. I
For,
actually think
for a month before that, they were sponsored on every single Raw
Yeah,
and SmackDown.
I mean, it is a good deal as long as they made their money. But
let's
I'm saying
let's,
that's
uh,
a lot. That's a lot of. I think
let's
that's
get a
a lot
hold
of
of
money to do
Impact
one-
Wrestling.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Also, I got a little thing. Back, I don't know, 15, 30 episodes ago, whenever it was, I did a thing about crazy laws in our state. Since we got Mr. Michael Gallagher here, I pulled up a couple crazy laws from Idaho.
look at this guy.
What'd you call me?
So, so did you know it is against the law to live in a doghouse unless you're a dog?
So
Can't do that.
I guess the last couple of years of my marriage, I was breaking the law.
Most likely. In Idaho Falls, it is against the law to ride a motorcycle if you're over the age of 88. So I can maybe see that. It is also against the law to ride a merry-go-round on what day?
Sunday.
Sunday. Cannot go on a merry-go-round on a Sunday. Don't know how we figured that one.
That's
Here's
awesome.
another crazy one. Okay. It is against the law to sell an Idaho deluxe potato that has any kind of rot, blemish, or sun damage to it. So if you have a bad potato, you cannot sell it. You can get up
In
to
Idaho.
In Idaho, you can get up to 6 months in jail for that.
I
Wow.
would love that.
Specifically
I would
says
love
it.
to hear someone say that in jail. I mean, here's a potato
Right.
crime. 6 months.
And
There was 2 blemishes on my potato.
and another thing, and I don't know how they can put like this on like effect, because it's just something I would definitely do all the time. But it's against the law to go fishing off the back of a camel. So you cannot go fishing and be sitting on the back of a camel.
But you're great
Against law.
facing forward, huh? So if you're on the front of the camel,
Yeah.
you can sit on the camel's head actually and fish all you want, but you freaking stay off his ass.
If you sit on the you sit on the back. And the last one, I mean, and I don't know why they're doing this to a poor lawyer, but lawyers must not charge widows a fee for moving their piano from one room to another. So a lawyer cannot move a piano and charge for it.
Why are they involved?
I'm just saying, I mean,
Mikey, you gotta
movers
send me a
hire a
picture of
mover.
that. Send
Piano
me a
mover,
picture of
you're
that.
good. Lawyer, no.
Oh my
You gotta
goodness.
just do it. You got to do it per bono.
Yeah, you have to do pro bono. Can't do it. Just
Freaking great.
so
Makes
we don't want Gallagher
sense.
getting any kind of trouble, so make sure you abide by those rules and you'll be good.
I'll make sure my camel stays in the backyard.
Right.
I love that shit.
Good looking out.
That was fun.
That was good.
That was it.
All right. Oh fuck!
I didn't give you. You didn't tell me.
I didn't have nothing. Well, after another exciting episode by James. Let's see here. Everybody have a good weekend. What fun stuff. Huh? What's the
been
weather
great.
like where you guys are at? Huh? Rain here today. Just
Fucking
enthralling,
cold.
enthralling stuff. I did wake up today thinking I had to work or thinking that I was off tomorrow, and I'm not off tomorrow. So shout out to that, through a good rain plans. NXT waiting on the Braun Breaker call up. Good stuff. I guess he's going to lose around Mania time, which will be 3 weeks after this airs, probably. And that was a kayfabe spoiler. But
I mean, honestly, though, James, he is ready for the main roster, don't you think?
I figure he would have debuted at the Rumble and made a strong run or something.
What is
I
the
was thinking-
holdup? What do you think the holdup is, James?
I don't know if they're trying to milk him because he's helping NXT a lot right now. I don't know if they're just kind of saving him there to help that brand, but he's due. He's due for a call up. I know he hasn't been there that long, honestly, but he's due.
I think they should pivot from the Cody situation with Roman and have the Sammy versus Roman situation at Mania, and then go with Legacy versus Legacy with Cody versus Braun Breaker. Just saying.
Or-
I
Then
know
you
what
have
you're
the
saying.
Steiners come out, and then you have Goldust
Yeah.
make an appearance.
I mean, that's an idea.
Maybe someday. I think I think you're kind of right about who's next in NXT to take that. I guess they don't think
Carmelo?
Grayson Waller's ready because I
I
was
thought he
expecting
was,
him to
but-
win it at that last at Vengeance Day. But if he's not ready in NXT's eyes, then who is?
I think
Mello,
they're gonna
he's
have
the North American champion. So
Carmelo Anthony is gonna, I think, the guy.
Who's that?
I mean, Carmelo Hayes.
Syracuse legend, shout out
Brad
Carmelo
still got
Anthony.
yeah, he's still got Syracuse on the brain.
Don't hate it.
Or you can throw somebody, or you take somebody from the main roster who's just kind of waffling, throw him back in there and just make somebody next. No, I hate to use it. I would say Dolph Ziggler. I'm sure he could bring a feud out of somebody. I mean, and what's to say Carmelo can't be both champion?
Yeah, Keith Lee did, and then they butchered
He
that.
could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, shout
There
out
you go.
to Admiral Akbar or whatever the hell his name is coming back, huh? It's a trap.
Boy, what a pop!
Right.
Gives a shit, right?
Oh man, but yeah, I like Carmelo. I think honestly thought that 2 out of 3 falls match was gonna be a lot better, and
It's too long.
yeah. But you know that was fucking like 10 days ago, so
Yeah, just something to bring it.
Yeah.
It was alive. It is alive.
Keep it timely. Shout out to Apollo Crews though.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Well, speaking of you know, giggling, because Lord knows this is fun, enthralling stuff, but let's just keep these giggles going, and I'm gonna send it on over to Gallagher. So Gallagher, what you got for these Gallagher's giggles, as it says?
I got, well, it's funny because Brad sent me the outline. I saw Gallagher's giggles. I'm like, that's pretty funny. So I'm like, I'm awful making up a joke on the fly, but I was looking at my notes here, and so Brad asked me to bring up a topic. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking best tag team breakups of all time. I'm thinking, you know, since the Super Bowl is coming up, what's our favorite Super Bowl? But I think my favorite tag team breakup of all time was my marriage.
There you go.
But I digress.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Come on.
Come on.
It's good. The pause made it. The pause made it for sure.
But my thing was, I was gonna say, you know, what's cool is I haven't had the opportunity to watch my favorite team play in the championship other than the Mets. So, you know, being that Brad's on the call, it's great that he gets to see a couple Super Bowls. So my question to you guys is what was your favorite Super Bowl to watch?
Oh, no doubt about it. 2018, the Eagles versus the New England Patriots. That whole playoff. Like, I know you hate me, James, but like seriously, to have a backup quarterback come in to the playoffs and destroy. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings, and to destroy and to beat Tom Brady. You know, we're talking about Foles here. We thought we were done. We thought we were toast. We got there, but we didn't think we were no shot. And that, yes, definitely my favorite Super Bowl there.
Gross.
It would be more important to me. That Super Bowl is more important to me than any other one, no matter what happens, because it was the first Eagles Super Bowl as well. Win.
That's awesome. Are you, Devyn?
So I've been able to witness 2 49ers Super Bowls in my life, but unfortunately they're both losses to the Ravens and then to the Chiefs a couple years ago. So those ones I want to say were happy Super Bowls or ones that like I enjoyed. So one of my favorites
went out on one of them.
Yeah, that was yeah. But recently I went back and watched the 1984 Super Bowl when the 49ers took on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Montana. I watched it the other day. It was on YouTube. The entire game was on there. I was like, you know what? Well, I have a crazy life when the fiance is gone. But so yeah, I'd say 1984. Joe Montana, 91-yard drive, ends it.
Is that 84 or 81? I thought they played the Dolphins in 84.
You're right. It was 86. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
I grew up, in all fairness, Devyn, I grew up a Montana fan, so I got the opportunity to see, you know, I was born in 82, so I got the opportunity to see three Niners Super Bowls. So it was and then I became a Chiefs fan when he went to the Chiefs, and then when he retired, I like to tell everybody that my dad decided I was gonna like the Jets, and I've been miserable ever since.
So I'm hoping my dad doesn't listen back to this one because he'd be pretty pissed hearing that if I was saying the wrong year.
About you, Mikey?
What about I can't remember the year, but when Atlanta went and played against New England, because I am in Georgia, I am kind of a Atlanta Falcons fan, so
that was your favorite Super Bowl to watch?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not big in NFL, so it's just one of my teams.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, the outcome wasn't awesome, but
right. 28-3.
But they were there because that year too. I think that's when the Braves won, Georgia won. Georgia won the championship. Braves won that year. So and then Atlanta was going. So it'd been something cool to have all 3 teams win their title. But
Yeah. Alcaraz, you got to see a few championships.
Real quick, Gallagher, what was your most miserable Jets moment? I think I know it.
Oh, my most miserable Jets moment. Butt fumble.
Oh,
Sounds gross.
It was a butt fumble. I was at that game. I was at that game Thanksgiving Eve. But yeah, there's been a bunch of them. I mean,
I'm gonna jog your memory. You know what stands out to me? When they were in the playoffs against the Browns and they were up big, real big against the Cleveland Browns. That comeback, that had to make you want to throw up.
Gastineau's roughing the passer on fourth and 26 or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Oh man, I felt for you guys that year because I'm not a Browns guy.
No, it was they you know, it's always funny because regardless how old I get and regardless who's coaching, who owns the team, the phrase that my dad and I use is just same old Jets. Same old Jets. Well, Mr. Alcaraz. No, it's your show.
Oh, do not do that. Oh, well, I mean, there were 3 out of 4 years that I got to really enjoy the Super Bowls. Granted, that was like, how many years now? I think 27 years ago now. So I like the first one against the Bills because it blasted the dog shit out of them. And it was kind of like we weren't supposed to be there. And the Bills were their 3rd straight Super Bowl, and we smoked them. But then Leon Lett did that thing, and everybody just remembers it because of that. But I will say, when they came back in Super Bowl 30 and beat the Steelers, because Steelers beat them in the Super Bowls in the 70s. So, like, with the Cowboys to come back, get back in the championship mode, and then, like, win against the Steelers, I thought was really cool. And shout out to Neil O'Donnell for throwing 2 good passes.
Yeah.
But Troy, Aikman, Aikman and Emmett, dude, I love those guys. Like, I will never forget watching them growing up.
That's cool.
Emmett was really humble.
My favorite one to watch was the 92 Super Bowl for the Giants and the Bills. And the reason why that was my favorite one to watch was because it was my grandpa died the next year. And my grandfather was a huge Giants fan. So the last Super Bowl he got to watch was that Super Bowl. So, like, I just remember, like, I had the best memories of Nord missing this field goal and me, my Uncle Dan, my father, my grandfather just jumping up and just screaming and cheering. So that was my favorite Super Bowl to watch. And Whitney's Star Spangled Banner or America Beautiful. That was phenomenal.
That's cool.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you letting me on. I appreciate you letting me do that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
No, the Giants, I'm surrounded by Giants fans up here in northern New York. So the Giants recently, back in, 2007 when they defeated Tom Brady?
Good.
The first time.
It's just like the NFC East, just jack off the Super Bowl champs in the NFC East, I guess. That's what we're doing. Got big Richard Nick Foles talk, and now we got fucking Eli Manning.
Richard Nick Foles.
The rumor has it. That's his nickname, Big Richard Nick Foles. Yeah, I love hearing Brad talk about the Eagles and, love the Niners talk. It's just good shit, man. I'll respect the Jets one because you got to have a lot of pain, Unless you were live for Super Bowl 3, you really didn't have anything to add to that either. Boom.
No. We had a couple of good games. Like they made the FC title game 2 years in a row, but
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, and Sexy Rexy. But you know what it was? I'll say this, James. What was the best memories I have about being with the Jets and watching the Jets is that time frame, that 08, 09 is being with my father and being with my family and just being able to watch the games with my parents. Because it was an event at my dad's house. Every Sunday we'd go to my dad's house for the game. So my friends would come over, my family would come over. So it was less watching the Jets and watching them aggravate us, and it was more just knowing that once a week I got to see everybody and spend time with them.
And Rex had them like must-see TV actually there for a little bit.
They did. They couldn't beat Peyton that first year, and they couldn't beat Roethlisberger that second year.
Yeah, that's great to hear, honestly.
Oh, thanks,
my family does the same exact thing every Sunday. Everyone goes up to my father's house and watches the 49ers game. And good or bad, it's just it's always good because everyone's together. And that's honestly what matters.
Absolutely. Makes it a little less hurtful when they lose.
Right.
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 I dig it.
So for the record, gentlemen, I just heard my son drop the F-bomb while he's playing Madden, speaking of football.
Ooh, see? There you go.
Mm.
First
And
amendment.
there.
Tom.
Doesn't sound like that's a Gallagher giggle.
Mm. So
Nice.
at the end of the Rumble, everybody's screaming, "You know what?" to Roman Reigns, and I look down and I see my son mouthing it. I'm like, "Oh hell no!" I'm like, "I'm not telling your mother what happened, but if I see it again,
Wait till she hears
When,
this episode.
Yeah, when we were at Impact Hard
you're
to Kill,
assuming she's gonna listen."
me, James, and Adam went to the Hard to Kill Impact, and there was some little kid right next to us, and he was yelling and cussing and everything.
Oh
He was just
man.
going to town with it.
Yeah, I was yelling pussy at one of the wrestlers too, and there's a kid
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
No, I got that. And when Cardona went to the corner, and I was like, "We want Chelsea."
Mhm.
Shout out. That meme with her and old Gunta, hilarious.
I think I popped like a little. I popped so hard when she came out, like it was a little. Bobby looked over me like I was a little too much, Gallagher.
Has she been on TV yet since?
Nope.
She was on Raw.
Yeah,
she
for
was
like
backstage
12
on Raw.
seconds.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's still on
told,
TV.
told what's his name, the manager. Asked if he was the manager.
Yeah,
Adam. Yeah,
yeah.
that was freaking good. Are you the manager here? It was pretty fun.
Ridiculous.
Anything else,
This is a
Gallagher?
blast. No, this is a blast. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
You're welcome. Well, take a big sip, James.
Cold, refreshing taste of natural light.
They're not
Speaking of
sponsoring us.
refreshing, let's just jump on over to our second match. It is Edge versus Christian from Rebellion 2001. It took place November 3rd, 2001 at the Manchester Arena in Manchester, England. It had an attendance of 15,612, but I don't know how many that is in metric. Wanted to make that joke all week. It had a buy rate of, couldn't really find it. It had a match length of 12 minutes and 49 seconds, and Meltzer gave it 3.25 stars, which I don't know what that is in metric either. But anyway, that's enough about that. But Devyn, how do we get there?
All right. So in my research for this, I kind of found that this has been called the forgotten breakup. That honestly, it goes around as the forgotten rivalry between two teammates. So it all started back in 1998. Edge and Christian, who were two athletic, young, good-looking Canadian wrestlers who signed with the WWE. They were an immediate attraction to the fans because of the lackluster tag division at the time. Alongside the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Brothers, they would kind of revolutionize the tag team division. But tag team glory would not be satisfactory to this duo. In 2001, they would both enter the King of the Ring. Edge would end up defeating Kurt Angle in the finals. Christian would fall short to Kurt Angle in the semifinals, actually. The next night on Raw, Edge was rewarded this big King of the Ring trophy. And Christian was outraged. He was pissed off, and he was spewing with jealousy and snapped on Edge. He beat the crap out of his longtime partner and eventually hit him with a concerto, a one-man concerto. That's where Edge and Christian, it was one of their tag team moves, where they would each have a chair, hit a person simultaneously across the head. Christian, for the first time, did it alone to his partner, Edge. So, about a month later, Christian would challenge Edge I didn't write the pay-per-view down. But after a controversial finish, Christian would actually end up becoming the champion, the new Intercontinental Champion. The rematch was set for No Way Out 2001, and that was a ladder match. One of these two teammates' iconic matches. Edge would end up being the victor in that and win back the Intercontinental Championship. So we needed a grudge match. Each person won one match. So the table was set for here. Rebellion 2001, a steel cage match.
Fantastic, Devyn. Is a great, good-looking Canadian men, huh?
Young, good-looking men.
So Gallagher, how about this Christian entrance and music? What did you think of that?
I mean, I definitely like the Close Your Eyes one, but it was good. It was different. I don't think it was different enough from Edge's theme song or their You Think You Know Me entrance where it was good. But I do want to shout out to Josh Henney, because Josh Henney called out a couple weeks ago on the Jason Sensations Zoom that I resemble Christian. So to all my peeps out there, I don't
I'll
see
tell you
it,
this.
but
You definitely have a lot of Captain Charisma in you, if you know what I mean.
thanks. But I liked it. I liked it. I loved his. I think the beginning of this pay-per-view, the way he came out, it felt big to me, right? Even though I think at the time Christian, and I know you guys joked before about how we're not going to compare who's a bigger star, Edge or Christian, but I think Christian had that it factor when he came out on this one. He came out with the belt. It felt like he felt like a big deal when he came out to me.
Now, a few weeks ago, Anthony Powers was on, and we spent some time on was Christian in Edge's footsteps, stuff like that, or Shadow, and I just didn't want to do that again. But that's okay to what you said, of course, there. But like you said, it felt big to you, and that's what I hope the women say to me when time is right as well. So, James, you think you know me. Now, when this is said, does it still get you? Does it still get you excited?
It is cool. I didn't realize that Rob Zombie was actually following that up either. Because it played Never Gonna Stop Me. I didn't know, because I really wasn't watching it this time. This is about the time I took a nosedive. And plus, this is a UK pay-per-view.
That should be a shirt, James.
What?
I wasn't really watching it this time.
Yeah. It's really 90% of the shit we cover. I really wasn't watching.
Hey, real quick, who are the announcers here? Because this starts pretty fast.
Oh, glad you asked. The commentaries are our man, Jim Ross, and future podcast host, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, hopefully.
It got to be at some point in time, right?
I mean, he's got to be. But not while he's with WWE. Ain't going to happen.
Oh,
we'll
not
see.
a chance. No.
Watch out for a future episode of Kick Out Crew featuring Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Maybe we'll give him some shine. Maybe we'll give him some notoriety if he appears on here.
We'll give him the rub, Devyn, who's the heel and who's the face in this match?
Christian's the heel. Recently, he would join the Invasion, which at the time was the WCW, ECW kind of duo of shows that were coming together to take down the WWF.
The Alliance.
The Alliance. Yep.
So I don't think we have Adam with us for the rest of the show, even though I see his picture. I don't think he's with us. So I'm going to go ahead and combine some questions. Mike, I'm going to give you 2 questions. I want to know who's got the better gear, and I want you to tell me what the rules are to this match. Mike Whitaker. I'm sorry. Whitaker.
The rules, better gear, I would say Edge had the better gear. But the rules ain't just like anything go like a regular match, besides you can exit the cage and win.
So my question is, are there rules? Are there rules?
Not really. I mean, yeah,
Well,
no,
we're
I
gonna
guess
get
not,
in-
because I guess not. I don't know.
We're going to get
there
into
rules?
that, though, aren't we? Well,
I don't know.
do they enforce rules that aren't there? That's the question.
Yeah, they're enforced rules. I mean, you got the rope break type deal shit, but
So we get a quick start, back body drop by Edge. Gallagher, how long can you wrestle in a trench coat anyway?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would defer to Bama.
As an in-ring performer.
I think the record, Brad, is 5 minutes and 37 seconds.
That's what I thought too.
sounds
Christian
all right.
tried to escape twice early. James, were you bothered by the breakup of these 2 competitors?
What breakup are you referring to?
I guess it doesn't matter if you weren't watching. Hey, Devyn.
As a tag team. I
As a
thought
tag
as a tag team they were awesome, and they didn't have a dumbass name. They went by Edge and Christian. They didn't.
Right.
They weren't like coupled together as like the Jackasseries or something like that. The Canadian Connection, some shit like that. They were just Edge Christian. They were brothers too, so they could have just called them by their last name because they're brothers.
Devyn,
Hey,
do you think
Yeah.
Do you think the referee in this is the right choice, or was he too green for this kind of situation?
Personally, I forgot who the referee was.
Mike Chioda.
Oh, damn it.
Mike Chioda.
No, he was not
Favorite-
too green. He'd been
your
there for
favorite
years.
podcast.
He was prime, perfect referee for the opening show of this pay-per-view. Opening match of this pay-per-view.
Edge very aggressive, throwing Christian into the cage. Christian trying to escape again. Edge pulls Christian off the cage onto the ropes. Mike Gallagher, is Christian putting on a good performance at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think Bruce said it really well. I think Christian's one of the more underrated workers of all time. He was just always in the right spot at the right time. And I mean, and I don't think you could have had better chemistry than Edge and Christian. I mean, just the fact that they knew each other so well.
2 count. Christian pulls Edge into the cage. Looked like a missed spear, working on the shoulder. Chioda breaking up the chokehold. Jim Ross says Christian has a 5 count to work with here. This is what I'm talking about. James, what the hell is this? The 5 count in the cage.
I don't know, because at first they say, like, there's a whole lot of fuckery in this match. Like, the opening of the door, like, I thought you had to escape. It's not like, oh, here you go. You know, like, I thought that was kind of strange. The ref would just open it every time. Hated that. Jim Ross was like, now your hands can touch the ground. Everything can touch, but your 2 feet have to touch, not your hands. And then you got, like, so, number one, you're letting them out already. The ref opens the door and then for some reason closes it right back and locks it, but whatever.
So what's funny, James? That door thing is always there to get out. But I know people get really mad about the escaping the cage. I don't mind them climbing out the freaking cage and like making an effort. But you talk about walking out the door? Like, right?
Yeah, like
I don't like that either.
When the ref just opens it, like, oh, they're getting close to the corner. Let me go ahead and open it up. What if you just throw a guy to the corner? He just slides there right out the rope and boom, he wins. And you're just like, damn, I was just throwing him to the turnbuckle,
Terrible. Backbreaker by Christian, tries to escape again. Now, Mike Whitaker, do you like that Christian is aggressively trying to win the match?
By
what
escaping?
What I mean by that, okay, is that how many times someone climbs like a ladder and they're doing it slow. It seems to me Christian really looks like he's trying to escape. Did you like that way of doing it?
Yeah, I think that right there looks a lot better than just doing it slow. Like you're saying, when he crawls up in, it's taking him 5 minutes to get up top. And when he goes and rushes up there, it makes it a lot more believable. Like he's trying to hurry up and get out. And also makes him look like, I think what Matt Hardy called him, a CAP or whatever he calls him. Where he's just trying to run and hide and get in and get out because he's not wanting to fight for it. Yeah.
I like that. Good answer, Mike. Christian with all the momentum. Christian very convincingly trying to escape, like we said, deliberate. Jim Ross keeps referring to them as brothers. James, did you forget that until this match that they were actually referred to as brothers?
I remember it back in the day, and then I like how it was just like dropped pretty much. But accentuating the breakup, and JR just kept referring to them brothers. Oh, the brothers. When they grew up together as brothers, blah, blah. I'm like, man, he's just laying it on thick.
Hey, Devyn, should this have been a European Championship match, considering this was in the UK instead of an Intercontinental match?
I did find it odd that the European title wasn't on the line as well, since Christian recently won it, and it is in the UK, like you said. But this rivalry was kind of all about the Intercontinental title. In their first match, Christian won it from Edge. Their second match, Edge won it back from Christian. And the third match might as well be on the line again.
So crossbody by Edge, catapult into the steel cage by Christian to Edge. Now, Mike Gallagher, do you think they should bring mesh back? And do you have any mesh shirts at home?
I did when I was in my early 20s. I did a little bit of Raven, did a little bit of clubbing, so I will admit I had one of those. But as far as mesh goes, unless like Liv Morgan's wearing it or Mandy Rose probably does wear it. But unless Liv Morgan's wearing it on television, I think we should probably keep it in the early 2000s.
I wish you would have wore that for the episode. God, it's so classic.
We can hit pause so you can go find it real quick.
I'll cut some holes in this shirt for you. How about that?
Whitaker, could they ever set up a feud like this between Kofi and Xavier Woods? Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods.
Ooh.
And why not? Because everybody's looking at me the same way.
Well, thank you for letting me answer. I was about to say they might, but they had to work
You're
right.
shaking your head like this.
Because I'm thinking, I was trying to think because they would just have to do it the right way. And that would make the one that turn one of the biggest heels right there. So they could do it if they did it right, but I don't think it would play up
heel?
to
Who would be the heel of the two?
Xavier Woods.
And why is that?
Because I think he's the most underrated one, I guess. Not maybe not in my eyes, but just Kobe's had the world title, Big E's had the world title. He hasn't really had his chance to get the push. So have him turn on Kobe and be like, hey, it's my turn to be up top, my turn to be number one.
Submission rest hold from Christian. Edge fights out, gives a clothesline, then falls down. Suplex off the cage from Christian, kick out. Christian getting frustrated, spear from Edge, but too tired to capitalize. Now, Devyn, is this the wrong way? Is this the right way to protect a finisher?
I think it is. If both men are completely drained and he's finally able to capitalize with that finisher, but just he's too beat down to reach to the cover, I think it makes sense for a kick out for taking so long, or like a no pin at all.
So they're both down now, and the referee's counting Gallagher. Kyoto's counting. What if he would have got the 10? Is the match over in a cage?
It shouldn't be. I mean, technically, it shouldn't be. Right? There's no rules.
I get so confused. I get so confused. We have covered this a number of times on this show where there are rules enforced. Do you think this is theatrics?
I think it might be Mike Chioda, maybe not necessarily knowing the environment that he's in. If he's still pretty green, if he is still kind of working around, he just may not think that I'm supposed to count when these two guys are down, right? Maybe not thinking, we're in a cage, bro. We're live, pal.
We should all ask the same question. We should all ask the same question. Say, hey, were you really green during this match?
You've been in it for like 20 years already.
Well, I will say, speaking of green, me and Mike Chioda had a nice couple of moments with the green at Top Guy Weekend.
Boom.
See what happens when you become a top guy at ad free shows? You get cool shit.
I know.
That is why we are explicit.
Rated E for everyone.
Good offense by Edge. Kick out Christian. Edge blocks the kill switch. I don't think they were calling it that though. Christian out at 2. Edge trying to escape again. Edge throwing Christian into the cage. Are the announcers telling the story, James?
Oh, well, when they're not referring to them as brothers, I guess, but they are insinuating that. So I think they're telling a good story. They do also promote like a bunch of stuff, and JR does bring up the invasion like angle storyline during this match because, I guess with like what Devyn said with Christian like allying with the Alliance, but I guess they're telling a good story. I mean, it's Jim Ross. Can't go wrong.
Brad, until Christian went to TNA, the kill switch was called the Unprettier.
Okay, good. Thank you for that, Devyn. I appreciate that because I wasn't sure. It's just like the Sweet Chin music. You never know when this stuff happens. It's the kill switch to me now. But
yeah. When he returned, it was still called the kill switch.
Kill switch is a great freaking name for a finisher to me. I think that is like a kick-ass name. Sure, better than Spear, right? I don't know. Edge straddling the top of the cage. Now both are up there. Edge falls onto the rope, crotch first. Now I had this question for Adam because I really wanted to know, how do you protect yourself in this situation? We obviously, us 5 assholes don't know shit, but I want to ask you, Devyn, should it hurt longer than 5 seconds?
Speaking of assholes, that should have been destroyed after that. But drop off the top rope.
I mean, like seriously, how do you recover? Like to me, that's poor selling.
No, definitely should have sold, but he couldn't sell because Christian's trying to escape. So I don't know. It was just a bad spot, I believe.
Christian's completely out. Edge grabs I don't know, I can't even read my writing. Edge is hog tying the ankles to the cage. Okay. Devyn, how clever did you think this was though?
It was brilliant. Edge pulled the tape right off of his own wrist, pulled Christian's legs in, trapped him right around the second rope, tied him in, and
So
we've seen the finish a few years later too. And
How
it's
strong
always
does that
creative.
tape have to be tied around your legs, but you can't just pull your legs apart and like break it?
You got any tape? Let's experiment this.
So I want to give everybody the visual at home. I would really like for you guys to, at least, if you're going to watch any part of this match, watch this part. Is Rebellion, like I said, Rebellion 2001. And I mean, Christian's out. He's out of the cage, all the way out. And all he's got to do is drop to the ground. It's another 10 feet, no, 5 feet, right? 5 feet.
Mhm.
And then Edge ties him to the cage from the inside, and then he's stuck there. It's just, it's something you don't
I
see
thought
too
it was very
often.
creative. It was definitely very creative. And I don't think we've seen anything like that since then.
No, they keep trying to get creative with cages, like throwing them through the cage, and all of a sudden you win because you landed outside. You knocked the. They have gotten creative, but this was unique to me. So Edge escapes the cage clothesline on the way down for some reason, right?
Had to do that
He
last
goes like-
finish.
and,
That's it.
So I was going to ask you, Mike, how'd you like the finish? But Mike,
I liked.
Whitaker-
Like I said, I thought it was very creative. It was definitely something different. It wasn't somebody just knocked out, another one climbing over top, or just regular pin. So I mean, like I said, creative,
so
outside the box.
definitely outside the box. Devyn, I'm going to look at your last question here that you gave me from earlier. Was this better than their other ladder match? I guess you know the.
Well, yeah, I believe this was the best match out of their trilogy. Like, they're kind of at the point where they've done everything in their first two matches, and now they have to go put on a show in this steel cage match. And they're still coming up with spots I've never even seen before, and it's very creative finish. And yeah, I believe they ended their trilogy with a bang.
I give it a thumbs up. So we're going to go ahead to the questions, if that's okay. Brian Haremza wants to know, I honestly never thought that Edge and Christian rivalry worked for me. When tag team partners break up, do you enjoy them having a feud, or would you rather them just go their separate ways? I didn't call on anyone.
I think it's good for them to have some kind of feud. If they're breaking up, you have to have one turn on the other. Because, I mean, they're either both heels or both babyface. So one has to do something different to the other in order for that team to actually split up. They can't just wake up one day and come up on Raw, hey, we're going our different ways. See you later. So I think it's always good for them to have something splitting them up.
I think it depends. I mean, going back to the Shawn and Marty thing, I think it was, I mean, obviously circumstances were different because Christian wasn't, getting arrested for possession. But I think that that time frame that they spent, I said it before, that really built that up. I think it depends on the team. Like, did anybody really want to see the Dudleys feud after they broke up?
No.
Yes. But you're right, Whitaker. I think something has to happen. But one thing about the match I'll say is there was a sense of urgency the entire match.
Right.
It was great.
It don't have to be 3 matches or anything. I mean, it could be one match. One turns on the other, they have one match, and then they go their separate ways. Unless you do the draft where you split the team. That could be the only other way where you can still have it.
Yeah, like if a person turns on their partner, you definitely should have a match. But if they do just get split up just because, I don't see the need to have a match, I guess.
Here's a solid question for you guys. What about, because there's some tag teams that they just phase out, right? Like, what's the criteria for needing a feud versus just like phasing them out?
If they turn and you have a personal issue, then you need a match.
Mm-hmm.
But if they just don't really just feud, like they just kind of, somebody goes off this way and somebody goes off this way. If they never turn on each other, I don't think you need to have a match.
Yeah, because then, if they just kind of go their own different ways, that means they really weren't a great tag team to begin with. We'll use Braun Strowman and Ricochet right now. They're going strong right now, but if they just they lose their, I guess they're going for the titles, but after they lose the titles, if they go their own separate ways, it's not going to make a shit difference to us. What happens? It's nobody turn on nobody else. They're just going back to their separate ways.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen Nicholas versus Ricochet match, though. That's what I want to know.
Ooh,
so
we could.
That's a deep cut. So
Right.
I'm going to tell you why these matches don't happen sometimes. One of 2 reasons. It could be 2 reasons. One is that the tag team never caught on. and they just phased it out, or 2, someone got hurt. I think that's the only time they don't feud.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that
the idea is to set up a long-term program one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a tag team, there really is only 2 ways if they're going to break up. It's either 1, they fizzled out and neither of them could catch steam, so they're going to go their separate ways and try a different act. Or 2, 1 or both of them is ready for a mainstream and higher push. So they're going to break up, ditch their partner, and then that will make them look even bigger as a heel or the other as a baby face for their rise on what's coming next.
Agreed. Got some more questions here. Guess what? Hair questions from friend of the show, Allison Faye and Zol Lopez. So Zol wants to know, sorry, Allison Faye, taking your gimmick. Who looks better with shorter hair, Edge or Christian? But Allison Faye says, you already know the question, but I'll ask it anyway. Who had the better hair in this match? Only one right answer again, so don't mess it up. I already told her what my answer was, and I'm going to tell you what I think.
Edge looks better here. Edge looks better with long hair. Christian looks better with short hair.
Boom.
And that's exactly what I said. And
I
she
agree.
actually said, I said, she said, because at first she was like all mad at me again. And I said, no, you're not listening. He's better with long hair, Edge. Christian's better with short hair. And she said, bingo.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, RJ, we're going to ask this ridiculous question. If you could throw one person through a window, who would it be and why would it be Sammy Guevara? What the hell does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Shout out our referee.
Shout out RJ. I like that one.
It would be freaking RJ Krasinski. That's who it'd be.
I fucking love that one. That was good.
Funny guy. Anyway, that's it, guys. And back to you, James. Fuck
All
yeah.
right. Well, shout out to see the rectangle intercontinental belt was the best one. Just want to throw that in there. We covered 2 matches. The white strap rectangle intercontinental is the best belt, and we didn't cover any of that. Good stuff, guys.
Archives.
But speaking of that, I guess we're gonna fuck, marry, and kill our way around that topic because we've definitely fucked that intercontinental belt topic to death on this show. But I guess Brad, what's
we got a theme
shaking on this one?
We got a theme. We got a theme for today. I mean, the people are the people, but it's so friends that became foes, right? So let's go with famous splits in the world. So we have exes here. Ben Affleck's exes, as a matter of fact, for the women. So we have 3 women here that Ben Affleck has either dated and broke up with. He might be back with one again, but he did break up with her. They broke up. So let's go with them. Jennifer Lopez. Now, listen, best version, okay? I don't want anybody Googling her now and saying, oh, she's 56 years old.
She still looks hot as fuck, man. That Instagram is fire.
I agree. I'm just saying, sometimes we get out of hand.
Yeah.
So Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Garner, and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh,
Gallagher?
Well, I think you got to F Jennifer Lopez.
To do what with?
That's the first. No. F Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, F. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to F Jennifer Lopez. I would say I'm going to marry Gwyneth Paltrow, and I would kill Jennifer Garner.
Damn. I have a feeling Jennifer Garner's going down, and I don't mean in a good way. Devyn, what do you got, pal?
All right, so I am going to fuck J-Lo because, I mean, yeah, how can you turn that down? And then I'm going to marry Jennifer Garner because I've had a crush on her since like 2004 or 5 when 13 Going on 30 came out.
Love it.
Then out of process of elimination, I'm going to have to kill Gwyneth Paltrow. So,
Yeah.
I don't think Adam is fully there. I think he is.
No, but
He's on camera.
He's
No,
working
but
on it, right?
something pops in my head when I see Adam like that. Guess who's back? Back again. JD's back.
313. Shout out to the 313.
All right, Whitaker. I can see
All
it
right.
killing
Be
you.
rabbit.
So I am going to marry Jennifer Lopez. I'm
explain.
gonna fuck just because it's Jennifer Lopez. Like since day one, she's been Jennifer Lopez, and since the day she'll die, she's gonna be Jennifer Lopez. So
I love these answers. Not sitting. If you're standing, you're not sitting, or something like that, right?
she really hasn't changed. I mean, her looks, everything. She hasn't changed that much. So, and she's rich, and she's hot, and she's, yeah, I'm marrying her.
They're all rich. Okay, so let's get that out of the way.
Okay, Jennifer Garner, I'll fuck her, and the other one, just
the other one. What is the? You don't
What
know
is
her?
that? I don't. Yeah,
She's
that one.
pretty famous.
I forgot her name.
Gwyneth Paltrow. She was like.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't know. Iron Man's girlfriend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Well, see, I can't compete with Iron Man because he's rich. Tony Stark. You think I can compete with that? No.
But you won't have to. It's your choice.
I know, but I'd kill her, and I won't have to fight Tony Stark over it because Iron Man whooped my ass.
And Adam's frozen again, and he's unfrozen, and he's frozen, and he's
Katie's
unfrozen.
back.
Adam, you there?
He's back.
Katie's back.
Yeah, I think I'm here.
You want to play this game real quick?
Just
Boy, this is a bagel moment for sure.
Lopez and kill Jennifer Garner.
There you go.
He's on it. All right, James.
Mary and J-Lo. All day, Mary and J-Lo. Fucking Jennifer Garner, and sorry, Gwyneth, but I guess you're the odd one out.
I'm gonna go with the same answers. It's just because I Jennifer Lopez all day, every day, right? Like you guys are saying, she's Jennifer Lopez. Apparently, when she's born, when she's middle aged, and dead. She's always Jennifer
people
Lopez.
are people, Brad. You started this segment saying people are people. And now we got Jennifer Lopez is Jennifer Lopez.
I have a thing for Jennifer Garner too. Not as much as Jennifer Lopez, but I do like Jennifer Garner, and I do like 13 going on 30. She's hot in that movie for sure. And she's hot in most movies.
No clue what movie y'all talking about.
Watch it later. That's your Kick Out Crew movie of the week.
I'll run right to it.
And finally, I mean, I never really had a thing for Gwyneth, but she's not awful. She's just of the three, that's my kill.
Watch that.
Anyway, let's go to the gentleman. But first, we got to start with who's the ex. So we're gonna go with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh,
Jennifer Aniston has had some exes in her time.
I thought you were
We're
gonna go
with
J-Lo's exes, and I was like, oh shit, she's reaching like Liv Taylor status almost.
I almost went with Pete Davidson's exes. And you want to freaking have a
that's a good one too.
We could have had a show just for that.
Right.
So we're gonna go with her exes. Now you guys might have to Google one of them. I don't know. Brad Pitt, obviously you don't. He's one of them. John Mayer, the singer.
Oh.
And her most recent ex, I mean not recent, but maybe most notable, Justin Theroux. You might have to Google him. I'm not sure, but that was who she was with most recently. I mean, she might have been someone since, but that's who I remember. So anyway, who do you got there, Gallagher?
I know who Justin Theroux is, but let me just look at him real quick.
Does anybody?
Okay. Okay.
Like
yeah,
villain.
he played dude in the
HBO show. You remember that?
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna kill Justin Theroux just because I'm gonna kill Justin Theroux just because I don't really know who he is. I'm gonna marry Brad Pitt because he's Brad Pitt, and I guess I'll fuck John Mayer because he's a really good musician.
I mean, always a good reason. He's
yeah,
Scottish
right?
too.
Then I feel like he's a guy that you it's like you're the musician. You meet him and you go, you have fun, and then you part ways.
That's it. That's a good answer, actually. You're right. One night stand, be a groupie, right?
Yeah.
Devyn, what do you got, Devyn?
For that reason, I am going to be marrying John Mayer, actually, because
I thought John Mayer was dead every time. I swear to God. Go ahead.
John Mayer, I'll let him sing to me every single night. So yeah, why not? I'll marry John Mayer, and then I'm gonna fuck Brad Pitt. We've seen him in a zillion movies. We've seen him, I don't know, everywhere. I feel like my whole life I've seen Brad Pitt everywhere. So Brad Pitt, he's gonna be my fuck, and then Justin Theroux, however you pronounce it. He just looks like a heel. I googled him. He just looks like a bad guy, a heel in a villain movie or in a superhero movie. So I'm gonna kill him so Superman doesn't have to.
Saving the world, Devin.
Whitaker.
All right. I'm gonna marry John Mayer because he's gonna be out on the road all the time, singing, doing whatever he has to do. So he's gonna be gone. So I'm gonna marry him. What was the other one? Justin Throne or whatever.
Justin Theroux and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Justin Theroux. I'm gonna fuck him. Now I can fuck him, get him done and over with, and I'm killing Brad Pitt.
What's
Because
your
he's an
reason for
asshole.
killing Brad Pitt? He's just an asshole. Why is that?
Person, he's an asshole. Yeah.
You guys are like the same height though.
Yeah, but still, he's an asshole.
He's short. He's 5'1".
Yeah, he's short, but he's an asshole.
At least in Family Guy he is. I don't know.
What the? In Family Guy.
You believe everything in Family Guy.
Most, yeah.
The dog that talks in that.
Accurate representation.
Yeah, sure. James?
All right. I'm killing your boy Justin Theroux because I don't even really know who that is. I'm gonna fuck Brad Pitt, that pretty boy shit, fuck him and trash him, And I'm marrying John Mayer because, I think with him, waiting on the world to change and all that, maybe he'll tell me my body is a wonderland. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, White Georgia's another great song. Maybe we'll be slow dancing in a burned room together. But mainly
Fantastic.
The thing is he can sing Your Body is a Wonderland at his concerts, get some ladies involved, you know what I'm saying? So we can have threesomes, you know what I'm saying?
He can get a bunch of daughters in your bedroom.
There you go.
Of age daughters, that's what do you mean?
I wasn't age specific. Every woman is a daughter. I'm just saying.
That is very true. So
Because there's no such thing.
You're sitting,
So
right?
mothers, take care of yours. Or I don't know how that song goes. It's another good one. But yeah.
You're trying to make John Mayer into a John Player,
Well,
All
I
right,
wonder sometimes about the outcome. Am I still married to this life? Am I living it right? Why, Georgia? Why?
So, all right, I am going to kill John Mayer. I thought he was dead for all four of you. I really did. I'm really surprised. I just have no interest in anything, fucking him or marrying him. Brad Pitt, I'm going to fuck because I don't want to marry him because he smells like I was told. So I can't deal with that every night. Just maybe once in a while.
Like what?
I heard he smells.
Oh.
Google it. I'm sure you'll find something.
Does he smell like Gwyneth Paltrow's candles?
Maybe one time. And then I'm gonna marry Justin Theroux. I like Justin Theroux. He's pretty hot. He's got a freaking six-pack like Finn Balor. So anyway, thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Mike Gallagher, with that. I know you've been waiting
It
for
was
that.
fun.
Balor's got like a 12-pack.
No, all of this is fun. All this is amazing.
All right, I found it right here. Apparently, Brad Pitt smells like a dog. A mix of dog, lemons, water, and apple cider vinegar is what he uses as a spray, it seems like.
Water.
That's a hippie shake right there.
Water, lemons, apple cider vinegar.
So he
Probably
shaves
what
his
they do in
armpits
Italy.
every single week. And
Shaves his pits?
Yep, and his Facebook username at one point was actually Stink Daddy. So
Real shit.
There you go. He
Thanks,
deserves
Devin, for that.
yeah, I just think that you couldn't have two Brads in that relationship. That's your true reason for killing him.
I didn't kill him. I fucked him.
Oh, my bad.
One and
fucked him
done.
and left
Because I can deal with it one night. We all have. Everybody knows it. Back to you, James.
Old Stank Daddy. That was good. Oh, man. Just keep it simple, Brad. Brad Pitt. Just keep it at Brad Pitt. What if he changes Twitter to at Stank Daddy? That'd be awesome. Oh, man. Well, might as well keep this train on the tracks and go right to Devin. So, Devin, what you got for the demographic this week?
All right. So as you all know, I'm Devyn Dowling at DevynD19 on Twitter and Instagram on all my socials. And this week, for my Devyn's demographic of the week, I wanted to do a shout out to New South Pro Wrestling again. They have a big event coming up March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's going to be called the Haas Tournament. They've had this for multiple years in a row. Right now, they have a lot of big contestants entered in that. Some of them are Davey Richards, JP Warhorse, Luigi Primo, Brogan Finley, Myron Reed. Some of the biggest independent stars across the nation are going to be in this tournament. And at the same night, that's going to be when Kenzie Page is going to be defending her title against our man, Cabana Man Dan.
Boom.
I'm excited for this this pay-per-view that you can watch on Fight or on Fight Plus. And I think it's going to be a big show. Big for independent wrestling.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
Devyn.
Fight Plus.
Is this included with the Fight Plus subscription?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah,
So
if
if
you
you are
use
Fight
promo
Plus-
code KOC, that is promo code KOC on Fight TV, you'll get probably invalid
Absolutely
code.
nothing.
Just something Cabana Man Dan against Kenzie Page, correct?
Yep.
I mean,
That's
that
going
might
to be
be
for the
something we
New
wanna cover.
South,
That's all I'm saying.
New South World Heavyweight Championship.
Friend of the show,
Intergender
Cabana
heavyweight
Man Dan, and
championship match.
hopefully Kenzie Page, future friend of the show.
Kenzie Page, current NWA Women's Tag Team Champion with Ella Envy.
Oh,
You can check out their promo battle on YouTube right now before that matchup.
So really interesting with New South. They have one champion, right? Not a women's champion, one champion, and it can be men or women.
Correct.
Well, that sounds right up the Cruz alley.
And that belt is huge. Like I seen that you did that promo thing. That belt is freaking. It's like this big.
Oh, I know it. One of the biggest belts I've seen ever, honestly.
is it the BFG?
Must be.
Oh.
Have you seen that one?
I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
I think that's what it's called. Didn't like Joey Janela had it for a long time? Belt that's like 3.5 feet tall. I think he called it Big BFG, Big Fucking Gold.
Big fucking gold, baby. Love it. Great, Devyn. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I'm gonna watch that. I mean, because now we have as the crew, we have the Fight Plus subscription. So,
And our own
We're
promo
gonna
code
continue.
that will say invalid code if you try to use it.
we want to continue to cover stuff more than WWE, of course. We're always trying new things, and as you know, we've now covered Mid South, GCW, all of it. So, we're gonna continue to do that.
Sounds like we're
Yeah,
going to
we
be
love
covering our
our-
third Cabana Man Dan match.
I'm
Yeah,
freaking
we love
ready,
supporting
right?
that man. Cabana Man Dan. So maybe this will be a future episode. You never know.
Oh, I think it's gonna be.
Spoiler. Be looking for that one down the line.
I think that's a definite. Might come out 3 weeks later, but we'll do it the next day.
3 Cabana Man Dan matches. How many Stone Cold books?
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
Look at that.
nice shirt there, Mr. Gallagher.
I had to drop it before I signed off today.
Repping.
Nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's back to you, James, right, Devyn?
Yeah, thank you. Back to you, James.
Well, what better thing than watching some wrestling than eating some food, right? So, Mike, what you got on the Meat Minute this week?
Well, today I'm gonna do something that I like. I'm gonna do a homemade pot pie. Because they got those little ones at the store and they're good, but you have to eat like 5 of them to get filled up. So why not do your own, a little bit bigger version? So for your crust, you just get some regular pie crust. Like it's like 14 ounce, 2 count thing in there. For your filling, you need 1/3 cup of butter. You need 1/3 cup of chopped onions, 1/3 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth, half a cup of milk, and 2.5 cups of shredded cooked chicken or turkey, whichever one you want. And you need 2 cups of frozen vegetables. Thawed. You don't want them frozen when you do this. So first of all, you're going to preheat your oven to 225. And while you're doing that and getting your oven up to temperature, in a little saucepan, melt butter, and then add in your onion, cook for 2 minutes, stirring until it gets tender. Then you stir in your flour, salt, and pepper until it's well blended. Then you stir in your your chicken broth and your milk and cook until it starts getting a little bit of bubbly and it gets real thick.
A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. When that gets done, you stir in your chicken and mixed vegetables. Remove from the heat and put all that stuff into your pie crust. Then you put that in there and you put it on, set 425 for 30 to 40 minutes and let the crust get going. Then let it go for another about 15 minutes and you'll be good. Bring it out, let it stand for 5 minutes, and you have a big old homemade chicken pot pie.
Fantastic, Mike.
Nice.
How many does that serve, Mikey? Usually.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I've used it with like leftover turkey, like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
You
especially after
keep the broth and
Thanksgiving or
everything?
something like that. And you can do all different. You can do chicken. You can do like steak. You can do shrimp or whatever you want.
I've made that before. The only difference that I've done is I use a special butter and I cook it at 420. But
Okay.
Tell me about the special butter, pal.
Nope.
420
Move
degrees
on.
is all you need to
Yeah,
know.
420, baby. Love it. Great.
I like it. Yeah, life size, a big size chicken pot pie, or any pot pie. Shrimp pot pie sounds bomb.
Cartman's pot pie.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Tenorman's parents' chili, anything like that. Shout out. Well, fuck. Thanks, Mike.
Night.
Tastes good, sounds good. Probably tastes good. That being said, I guess we're on to next week. What?
Do you want us to talk about it, Devyn, or no?
yeah, next week we're gonna have a very special guest on. It's gonna be a big show for us, I believe. It's one of the NWA's top referees in the business. It's Jared Fritz. He's been big in the podcast game with his Ref Fit, with Refing It Up and promoting with a bunch of other companies, and he's covered some of the biggest women's title matches in the United States and the world, I believe. So I'm really excited for this show. Should be a big opportunity for all of us.
Nice.
Awesome.
There we go. Somebody special.
Can I ask how you guys got him on?
Just contacted him,
Yeah.
honestly. I just messaged him on Instagram. And he
Oh, that's awesome.
said he'd love to be on.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Look at
guys
us, look at us.
made some friends? Have you guys been able to make some cool contacts in the podcast community since you guys been doing this?
We're working through it.
Tape machines are rolling.
So no.
You missed
There's
one.
a couple people out there, but
we had the referee that made the final 3 count of Ric Flair's last match, and now he's been on I think 3 times. So hey,
He did a run in today.
right?
Ric Flair
There you
was
go.
on the show one time.
Yeah, Ric Flair, John Alba, same thing. We have some, Mike. We have some future Gallagher. We have some future ideas and some stuff out there that's going to happen this year. We just it's a little tough scheduling with people in the spotlight. So that's
Yeah.
the only thing, especially when 5 of us have trouble scheduling. So I can imagine people with entertainment life. It's not easy, but we're working through it. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, maybe you'll
great.
read about it down the line. Who knows?
Who knows? Or maybe I'll just hear about it on a Zoom call.
there
Maybe.
you go.
Okay,
You don't have to
James,
listen to it. Just go Zoom.
Go ahead,
Kayfabe.
James.
All right. Well, it looks like it's its conclusion now. So you can reach me at James L. Corai. It is at James L. Corai. My name. Keep it simple. No Stank Daddy or anything like that.
Stank Daddy.
I should change mine to Stank Daddy. But yeah, we are the Kickout Crew. You can follow us at Twitter at Kickout Crew. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us. Watch the full episodes on YouTube. I'm pretty sure our TikTok is up and running and going crazy. We got a bunch of funny clips on there. Is that all? You can listen to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast.
Watch on YouTube.
Yeah, you can do
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Listen to it on Apple's, Spotify, Podbeam, Castbox, wherever you listen to your show. We're there. We're everywhere. We're the
Right.
Kick Out Crew.
So nice. We got to list everything twice. Anybody else have it? Gallagher, give your little outro, man. Shill yourself, and thanks for being on. But tell everybody where they can reach you, how to reach you, and all that business.
Oh, well, I'm on Twitter at MikeGrr5, so MikeGrr5. This has been a blast, guys. I really appreciate you asking me to come on. And, what's great is this just doesn't feel any different than what we do every night on the Zoom call. So thanks, and good luck to everybody with your future endeavors.
You firing us?
Did you get future
We're getting
endeavors?
somewhere.
No, I'm looking. No, so the reason why I was asking.
Are you
No,
gonna
the
send
reason
me
why I
my
was
shit in
asking
the
is.
trash bag now?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing where the podcast goes, guys. I mean, it's I enjoy it. I really like watching on YouTube. I mean, and again, I think I would challenge the top guys who know us to watch it and to get into it, and I would challenge people who are like peripheral wrestling fans that it's a good show to get into. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to get into it.
Appreciate
What
that.
we try for.
Appreciate
Yeah.
Some of us on the show aren't really that big of wrestling fans anyway. Devyn,
Yeah.
dickhead.
Well, one thing I loved throughout the time was us pointing and like, who knows, like, I don't know where you guys are in relation to the boxes. So like, I was going like this, and I could be pointing. I mean, right now I'm pointing to Whitaker, and that could be pointing to Brad. I don't know.
Yeah.
On my screen, that
You're
was
pointing
James.
to Devin on my screen.
There's a lot of times where I point like this, and it's just like I'm pointing to nothing. Like I'm on the
Right.
edge.
Right now you are.
You are
To me.
in my screen. You're not pointing to anything on my screen, James.
Yeah, you're just
Professional podcast.
crawling to say the least.
But I do for the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate it. This was a blast. I mean, this has been the most fun I've had in a long time. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
It's great having you on, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming
buddy.
on.
Thanks, guys.
Well, like the hokey pokey, man, that's what it's all about.
Mm.
Shout out, hokey pokey. Always good to get a hokey pokey reference. Oh yeah, turn it all around. You get it.
I turned it all around.
Shout out to old cartoons.
All right.
Waka waka.
Are definitely
Here
rolling.
we go.
Oh man, thank you for listening, everybody, and watch on YouTube. Another fun-filled episode because it's all about the laughs and the good times here on your show, the Kick Out Crew. Because sometimes you need that escape from life, man. Because hot damn, sometimes it's a bitch out there. But it's good to escape, laugh. Hell, I've been red the whole fucking episode. It feels like. So that being said, when life gets you down, you just got to kick out it too. Because that's what we do while we're here with you on your show. Bam. Kick Out Crew. Had a fun time, guys. Thanks, Mike Gallagher, for bringing on. Can't wait to have you back. And we'll see everybody next week.
Peace.
Peace.